Kazakhstan is one of the significant players of the world economy and one of the 50 largest exporting countries today. There are 100 world states in our sales geography. There are 820 titles of domestic goods in the range of supplies. The principal share of Kazakhstani exports comes from raw materials, oil, uranium, and wheat. But recently, this tendency is changing. The first processing enterprises are opening and already coming out to global markets with prepared products. You will learn in the 4 Export program about where and how the production branded Made in Kazakhstan is produced. Today in the program, factors of success, copper, lead, and electricity, how Kazakhstani batteries came to Africa, golden kilometers of Kazakhstani cables. It's hard to imagine Kazakhstan without the steel industry. The state was blessed with abundant resources. Kazakhstani economics is still raw material based. Non-ferrous metals are not the least among other natural resources. According to the recent data, the proportion of non-ferrous metallurgy in total industry volume amounts to 12%. In the structure of exports, this product is 17%, and on the second place after oil. But the trend of transition to non-commodity exports remains relevant here as well. That is why Kazakhstani enterprises sell not only the non-ferrous metals themselves, but their products. Wealthy deposits in the vicinity of production allows for the creation of goods at very attractive prices. One of such enterprises is the accumulator factory with more than 40 years of history. KYRZHIBAYEV AKB LLP, manufacturer of accumulator batteries. Production volume 2.5 million units per year. Export share 50%. Geography of sales, CIS countries, China, Afghanistan, and the UAE. The basis for an establishment of battery factory in Kazakhstan was the fact that there was lead. It was produced by the Shymkent and Ust-Kamenogorsk cities in fairly large quantities. It had to be recycled. Our batteries are supplied to all vehicles, which have starter batteries to passenger cars, trucks, machinery, and military equipment. Also, we are developing the railway direction. We have semaphore batteries. I think the potential market from the next year will be industrial accumulators. We're planning to develop them too, because this market is capacious. The first batteries came off the factory assembly line in 1975. At that time, they were intended for trucks. Our manufactured products were targeted at heavy goods vehicles in Soviet times. When the consumer market came, everyone rushed to make money by issuing small batteries. They made a fast buck but didn't make big accumulators, so this segment came to us. Now the company occupies the leading positions in production of heavy accumulators. The plant placed great emphasis on the quality of products with the market development and the emergence of competitors. But employees who have been through the hardest times with the company's management were always considered to be their chief capital. We spent a lot of work. We did a lot of work, we bartered a lot. We tried to provide families with the most urgently needed products. You had to buy meat and flour for accumulators. Thankfully, our batteries are in high demand in North Kazakhstan, which produces flour, butter, tea, salt, and sugar. We received all of it for barter, and if we could not give money, we tried to satisfy the needs of any family. Now this accumulator factory is a prosperous enterprise with big plans for the future. Over the past 10 years, the volumes of issued production have increased 10 times, while the number of employees 4 times. When we worked, there was a manual breakdown. Almost 100 people were employed. Now we've launched the new Italian line. At the moment, there are 5 people in one shift, and for 8 hours we recycle 35 tons. We used to produce 500 accumulators in 24 hours. Now our line produces about 3,000 batteries per day. The plant expands its product range in one product, which means the factory produces only accumulator batteries, but for different purposes and types of transport. For example, the company recently has mastered the production for tanks for the Ministry of Defense. Batteries of this plant win on Kazakhstani market not only because of the quality but also the price. It is 3 times lower than the competition's. This is due to the rich resource base. Lead used in production is exclusively Kazakhstani, and they are striving to apply it frugally. On 60 AH, we spend 9 kilograms of lead, and our colleagues in Russia use 12 to 13 kilograms. It's a lot. The company has implemented the full cycle of production. Even the components for batteries are produced here. They care about the future of products. Batteries after use are returned for processing. We pick up accumulators that serve their time for recycling and turn them into working batteries. That is, we recycle all materials. 90% of raw commodities are turned into batteries. Now the plant has set itself ambitious task of processing the total volume of Kazakhstani lead and increase productivity up to 10 million accumulators per year. All conditions are already created on the plant. Our company passed the complete modernization of equipment in 2007 to 2008. First of all, the quality and quantity of products depend on it. In addition, in 2013, we obtained ISO TS 16949 certification of the international automobile industry. Compliance with the international quality standards allows you to display products on the international market. The exports geography of the enterprise is wide. Accumulators are supplied to CIS countries, China, Afghanistan, and the United Arab Emirates. In Russia, we are the main suppliers. We divide first place between Korean companies and us. We started working with the greatest neighbor, China. They agreed to buy all the volume which we are able to produce in the next 10 years. Chinese partners were able to distribute goods of Taldygargan accumulator factory even in Africa. The company does not directly export goods there, but Kazakhstani batteries are still represented on markets of the African continent. They accustomed there, work really went well, and regularly get our batteries and supply to several states of the African continent. There's a slightly different technology. As we say, the old one, it is needed for them. Such serious organizations as the Ministry of Defense also ask for old technology, because there are their own advantages which are necessary. Russia remains the largest market. About 40% of all goods are sent to the neighboring country, but the company plans to expand the sales geography next year. In addition to countries of Central Asia, where Kazakhstani batteries are already presented, the company will adopt European markets. A pilot batch has already been sent to Germany and Poland. Another plant which uses non-ferrous metals as raw material is also connected with electricity. Joint stock company Asia Electric was established in 1992. Asia Electric JSC, manufacturing of cable and wire products. Volume of production, 6,000 kilometers per year. Export share, 15%. Geography of sales, CIS countries. Currently, the plant is on the leading positions on the Kazakhstani market. It is one of the 5 largest powerful factories in Kazakhstan. Our company produces more than 8,000 label sizes of cable and wire production. In addition to standard cable, we also create cable and wire products that meets the highest fire safety requirements. This enterprise is the only one in Kazakhstan that produces medium voltage cables which are used for electrical networks.
Здесь накладывается изоляция из сшитого полиэтилена.
3-layer insulation of cross-linked polyethylene overlaps here. Cross-linking occurs by peroxide linking under the action of neutral environment. We use this technology for about 12 years.
Эту технологию применяем уже около 12 лет.
We work with many Kazakhstani manufacturers, including national companies such as Kazakmys, Kazkrom, and so on. Also, we work with large mounting organizations, which we supply our products to. In addition to that, we work with numerous small customers. We work throughout the structure of the market. Technology allows to increase the product life and resistance to temperature extremes and to mechanical damage. In addition to cables and wires, Enterprise produces the necessary materials. We produce up to 300 tons of aluminum wire per month, both for our needs, we process it themselves, and for the realization on Kazakhstani and near-border markets. Important factor of increase in demand is a favorable ratio of price and quality. This requires introduction of modern advanced equipment which will allow getting more products for lower cost. Modernization of the plant is constant. When I started working here in 2006, we used to have only 3 extruders. Now there are 9, and at the same time they are constantly changed. Line is automated and we buy more machines. A big dream of ours is to make a fully automated line. If we go a little bit deeper into the process, we do such operations as cable drawing and stranding. But the modern world is transitioning to separate aggregates and machinery that make all of it in one go. Dragging, twisting, insulating. In the end, we get the finished product. Another type of goods can easily be called innovative. They started issuing it about a year ago, seemingly at adverse point in time, but risk was crowned with success. We had a recent problem that the Russian Federation had fully occupied the Kazakhstani supply market of flexible cable for a non-land rubber gasket. Because production technology of cable rubber is sophisticated, to buy and use the equipment poses difficulty for us. Our company decided to create alternative production. We issued flexible cables from thermoplastic elastomer. On technical performance, this material turned out to be better than rubber. That is why this business experience was adopted by Russian manufacturers. Raw materials are bought there as well. We buy domestic copper. We have to buy a part of raw commodities in Russia and China. Unfortunately, Taldykurgan is not located near major source of raw materials. We organized everything from scratch, which makes our production a little expensive compared to competitors. This is one of the major problems of enterprise which hinders export's option, but each company has a strategy of its own. Taldykurgan plant relies on perfect quality, and it's paying off.